Hi viewers, welcome to Akshaya Vlogs and Crafts. Today, let's see Andavan Pichhai. This story is taken from Maharishi, Ramana Maharishi blogspot. Today, I want to narrate the story of a woman, Andavan Pichhai, who is probably unknown to most Bhagavan devotees. Her name, which she assumed in later life, means mad for God. The events of her life are so extraordinary. The retelling of them is likely to cause most people to laugh or shake their head in disbelief. I will narrate the facts that I have been able to collect on this matter and let readers judge for themselves. Almost all the information I will give in this post has come from a book entitled The Gift of God or Andavan Pichhai by Srimati and Dr. Krishna Rao. It was published by the Divan Life Society, Sivananda Nagar, Uttar Pradesh in 1983. Bhagavan does have a major role in this drama, but he does not appear until quite late on in the narrative. Bear with me while I first set the background. For those who like a good story, it's well worth the wait. Andavan Pichhai was born in Mylapore, Madras on September 6, 1899. Her birth name was Maragadavalli and she was a second child of T. Sankaranarayana Sastri and Sita Lakshmi. About 3 years later, her mother, Sita Lakshmi, died and her husband remarried shortly afterwards. However, it seems that he did not have much time either for his new wife or his children, since he was perpetually engrossed in his studies and his spiritual practices. The children spent a lot of time with his brother, Venkata Suppayar, who developed a great love for his niece Maragadavalli. At this point in the narrative, her biographer starts calling her Maragada Amma, so I will use this name when I refer to her in future. Maragada Amma hardly ever opened her mouth. A private tutor was engaged to teach her since in those days girls did not go to school, but she frequently managed to escape from her tuition. Her father gave her the nickname Nirakshara Kushki, one who does not know a single syllable. In other families where female education was not considered necessary or even desirable, this would have not mattered. But most of Maragada Amma's family were highly educated and they expected all their children, both male and female, to be literate and knowledgeable. Maragada Amma's grandfather, Tandalan Ramakrishna, was a distinguished Sanskrit scholar, and most of the family was well versed in English, Tamil, and Sanskrit. Her father, Sankaranarayana, was also an accomplished Sanskrit scholar, and both he and his brother, Venkata Subbayar, were well regarded lawyers. When Maragada Amma was a small child, Guru Swami, her relative on her mother's side, gave a promise to her grandfather that he would marry her to his own son Narasimhan. Although Narasimhan was not happy about the proposed marriage, he agreed to it in order to honor his father's promise. The marriage took place in April 1908, when the girl was barely 9 years old. Narasimhan was about 20 at the time, although child brides sometimes lived in their parents' house until puberty. In this case, Maragada Amma was immediately dispatched to the husband's house with jewelry and dowry of 2 bungalows. During the Navaratri celebrations of 1908, Maragada Amma was taken back to her father's house. Her grandmother had been a great devotee of Tirutani Muruga, and throughout her childhood, Maragada Amma had listened to tales of the greatness of Lord Muruga. During this visit, she had a life-defining vision. This is how a biographer describes it. One day, during this Navaratri visit to her father, when she was lying down near her grandmother, she beheld a vision. In that she saw Lord Muruga a young boy of 12 came to her slowly and reluctantly, gently playing with his peacock. He playfully took her hand in his own, lest she should get frightened of him. He pressed it with love and told her, "I love you very much." He asked her to talk to him. Being very shy, she kept quiet, waving her hand in the negative. He asked her to open her mouth. He pulled her tongue out and wrote "Om" on it with his veil or spear. He then initiated her into the Sahadashahari mantra, with Saravana Bhava. He vanished that instant, saying that he would meet her again some other time. From then on, she felt him in her heart, from where he started prompting her to sing. She narrated this incident to her grandmother and asked her to keep it a secret and be silent about it. Her grandmother was, however, very happy to hear Maragadavalli talk and sing so fluently. She then asked her to go and see her father. The girl rushed to the father in the library where, as usual, he was busy reading. He was surprised to see his daughter there, as she has never been to the library room before. He took Maragada Amma on his lap and inquired of her the reason for coming there. The girl told him that she wished to talk to him. This made the father very happy, as she had never expressed anything like that to him before. As a matter of fact, until then she used to talk like a small baby, with a little lisp. That day was the first occasion when she talked normally. Then she sang her first poem before him. It was so beautiful and so full of profound meaning that Shankaranarayana asked her who had taught her that. She told him it was that Payyan, boy, whom they all worshipped as Lord Muruga. The gist of the poem, which was in caste Tamil, was, "In the beginning there was only one. This one became three, which again multiplied into many." The father was so overjoyed to hear her describe this great truth. He called out to his brother to listen to her. His brother too was extremely happy. Shastri then asked her to compose a song on Muruga, then one on her husband, and later on her parents. She spontaneously sang all of them. She composed and sang songs on Avayar and Leelavati of Vijayanagara fame, daughter of Bhaskaracharya. They were all so immensely pleased that they dressed her up as goddess Gayatri and took pictures of her in several poses. After this incident, Maragada Amma became unattached to everything except the memory of the vision of Lord Muruga, which remained in her heart, and she reveled in him. Maragada Amma gave her own version of this event in a foreword which she wrote for her own biography in 1983. This is how she described it. "During my tender age, full of innocence, Lord Muruga of Tirthani took me completely under his charge. He graced me with the ability to sing. He asked me every day to offer a flower, a song, as in the olden days when Andal gave Tirupavai to Lord Ranganatha when she was young, and songs began to come out of me. The purport of what I sang on that first occasion was, he stood before me and asked me to adorn his 12 shoulders with garlands of songs. Oh dear friend, hear how, during my tender age, Muruga called me aside and told me, although you may appear as a crazy one to the world, be united with me with undiminished and unadulterated devotion while you are busy with your daily works. Your heart will always overflow with deep devotion unto me. I was not even 10 years old then, and could not even speak clearly, but once he took me into his fold with abundant love. He saw to it that songs came out every day to be offered to him. On some occasions, the garland would be colorful and long. He entered into my heart long before this body was given in marriage. The heart was ever with my Lord, secretly enjoying his blissful presence, while the body was mechanically serving my husband and family. Once the Lord had entered the secret chamber of my heart, there was no room there for anything else, such as father, mother, husband, family, relations, name and fame, joy and sorrow, love and hatred, anger and greed and jealousy. This experience of mine found expression in a song. I dived deep into the ocean of the Lord's love and took out the pearl called Muruga. Will be continued. Thank you, viewers. Bye bye, viewers.